Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. This video is going to be one of my final parts of my in-depth Blu-ray slash 4K collection. The reason why I say slash 4K is because this video is specifically my 4Ks, and as you know if you've watched my videos regularly, I'm not getting 4Ks anymore at the moment because I think for what they're too expensive, and I'd much rather just have a Blu-ray that's most times more than half the price to get, and you can get a good copy second hand for most films under £5 nowadays. So yeah, I've stopped getting 4Ks at the moment, but I may start getting them again at some point, I don't know. But as I say, I'm quite happy with Blu-rays at the moment. But I shall get into my collection, small but decent collection now. So first up is one that I've shown before a few times, I think, that I got for my 19th birthday a few months ago. Pretty much my only present that I got, because it was the only thing that I wanted, because I'd heard these look amazing in 4K. I have seen the first one. I watched that on my birthday. That was fantastic. So I've still got to see the second two. I've seen them before. They are some of my favourite films, but it's been such a long time, so I thought I'd get them and see what the 4K is like. And that's the Lord of the Rings trilogy. They do look beautiful. They sound beautiful. If I was to suggest getting any 4Ks, if you've got the money to do so, I would suggest maybe starting with these. Stuff like this. I don't know many others. I mean, I'm just looking through the pile, but I don't have very many that people say, oh, that's reference quality. But I would say that these are reference quality 4K films. But yeah, that's the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Next up was a blind buy. I wanted to get this, and it was about £10 in CEX, and it's fairly new. I think it only came out about a year ago on 4K. But unfortunately mine didn't come with a slip, which is a bit annoying. It sounds like disc slip glues. Yeah, it was. Oh well. It's not a film I've seen before. I've still not watched it yet. But I've heard it's a great film, directed by Stanley Kubrick, and that is Spartacus. Obviously starring the late Kirk Douglas, obviously Michael Douglas's father. But I've heard this is a great film. It does go on for a long time, just over 3 hours, so I've got to find the space to watch this. But I thought for the price it was in CEX, I would pick this up, because I don't know if I think it's got pretty much gone now, so I was lucky to get it when I did. Next up is one that I actually got with my Ultra HD 4K player. It wasn't a film that I loved, but I thought it was an okay film. Again, this is from Peter Jackson. He didn't direct this, but he did produce this, I believe. And as I said, it was an okay film, and I wouldn't have normally got this, but because it came with the 4K player, that's why I've got it. And that is Mortal Engines. As I say, I didn't hate this film, but it was quite disappointing. It wasn't as good as I thought it would be. Didn't wow me, but it was alright all in all. So yeah. Next up, I would say this is probably another reference quality one. Definitely for me personally. So story behind this particular film, I'm not going to show it yet, but before getting this again on 4K, because I only had it on DVD and I got it really cheap on 4K, I thought this was a very overrated film. I didn't understand why people loved it as much as they did, and I bought it because of the price it was, and rewatched it again, and now I see why it gets the love it does, because it is a fantastic film. Great musical as well, and that is La La Land, with a lovely slipcover, which I did have to buy separately, but it was only about £1, so didn't mind that. Really good film. Definitely better after rewatching it. Definitely up there on my best films list. And as I say, reference quality 4K. For it looked beautiful, sounded beautiful. And it's just a really good film with a really nice slipcover. Next up, another one that came with my player. But I'm happy that this did, because I actually really like this film. Although some people don't, some people do, because of who is portraying the character. And that is Jack Reacher, obviously with Tom Cruise. Quite controversial casting, as Tom Cruise is notoriously Hollywood's shortest action star, and Jack Reacher is supposed to be like 6 foot tall. So yeah, it was a bit strict, but because I've not really read any of the books, it didn't bother me, and I like the film. I like these sorts of films, which we don't get very much of nowadays. So yeah, really like Jack Reacher. Not got the second one yet. Never go back. But when I do, it will probably just be on standard Blu-ray because I believe it's about £3 on Blu-ray. So obviously, I'm going to go for that over the 4K. Next up is one I got last Christmas. For Christmas, I actually watched this on Christmas Day on the evening because I specifically asked for this to watch then because it's one of my favourite Christmas films, as I know it's many people's favourite Christmas films, and that is Home Alone, which only got released on 4K for the first time last year, so I got it pretty much straight after it came out, as I did with the next one as well. But yeah, I knew I had to have this. The reason I got it on 4K is because at that time it was when I was getting into 4Ks a bit more, and then after Christmas I realised didn't really need to get 4Ks because they're expensive. I mean, this was £20. You could probably get the Blu-ray for £5, maybe under £5. So unless you're really into your 4K, which I know some people definitely are, then films like this I don't really see the point of picking up on 4K. But as I said, the reason I did was because at that time I thought I would get into 4K, but then I realised how expensive it really was and decided against it. But this is a Christmas classic, a must-have for everyone's collection, and yeah, one of my favourite Christmas films. Next up again, this one I got just before Christmas, maybe after with my money. I can't quite remember. But this is a classic, one of my favourite Disney films, and again this got a 4K release for the first time last year, and they are doing a sequel which I believe will probably start filming towards the end of this year. I think that's what I heard from my understanding. But that is Hocus Pocus, with obviously Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy. Really love this film, watched this lots of times when I was younger. So yeah, very happy to have this so I can watch it this Halloween. And this one was actually cheap because it only just come out and it was down at £15 on Amazon, which was the only reason that I got it really. But very happy that I did because, as I said, love this film. Next up, the reason I got this film is because just before Christmas, I watched this on Netflix and it was in 4K on Netflix and looked great. Absolutely fell in love with this film. It is now probably top 10, top 20 favourite films of all time. Probably I'd definitely say my favourite comedy of all time. So I got it. So I watched it on Netflix and decided, right, I'm getting this on 4K. I don't care. It was only £10, which I thought was a bargain. So I went ahead and got it. As I said, which I was happy to do so. Maybe it wasn't 10. Maybe it was £20. I can't remember, but I got it nonetheless. And as soon as I got it, I watched it again. And that is Bill Murray and Groundhog Day. Absolutely love this film. I don't know what it is about this film, but I just love it. Just love everything about it. And can't wait to give it a watch again soon. So yeah, that is Groundhog Day. And then this one was one of the first 4Ks I got. I know it's not the best of films. I like it, but I don't really know why I got it on 4K. Because it was £15. I think I got this second hand from CEX, but it's not. It is a good. It looks great on 4K. Don't get me wrong, but not too sure why I decided to pick this up because now this is the only one of this particular set of films that I have on 4K, and I'm not going to get the rest on 4K. So it's kind of the odd one out, which annoys me. But that is Godzilla King of the Monsters. As I said, the film wasn't great. It was good. I enjoyed it for what it was, but not the best of the MonsterVerse films. But yeah, so got that. Don't really know why though. Godzilla King of the Monsters. And then we have one that I got, which was one of the last 4Ks that I decided I was going to get. £12 I think from CEX. Fantastic film. Very happy I got it. Came with a nice slipcover. And that is Glory. Directed by Edward Zwick, who did The Last Samurai, which is one of my favourite Tom Cruise films. This obviously stars Matthew Broderick, Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman, and Cary Elwes. And is a great war film. I thought this was absolutely fantastic. Again, I don't think this one looked particularly great on 4K, but I thought it looked good. But me personally, I didn't really tell much of the difference. The only ones I could tell the difference with were the Lord of the Rings and La La Land personally. But yeah, I'm still happy to have this because it is a good film. So yeah. And then we have, I think this one of the last ones that I got. There's two more after this that I got with my player. Annoyed that I got this one because again, I know I'm not going to get the rest on 4K, and they do match these 4Ks, so it's a bit annoying. That is Fast and Furious 6, the only Fast and Furious film I've got at the moment on any format. But I think this is almost as good as the fifth one. The fifth one is definitely the best one, but this is up there. As I said, it's almost as good. Seven's great as well, and 8 I had a lot of fun with. 9 was a little bit of a step down, but I still thought it was alright. Not as bad as some people are making it out to be. I still had fun with it, so liked it for what it was. But this is definitely up there with one of the better ones. Yeah, that is Fast and Furious 6. And then this one I had to get, I got last year for my birthday. Steven Spielberg. It was on offer, it was £10. I thought, I don't know if I'll ever see it at that price again, and I know it's 4K, but I thought I'd get it anyway. I've not yet seen the 4K of this. I will soon, because I want to see what it looks like. But it is one of my favourite childhood films, and that is E.T. Love this film. Very happy to have this on 4K. What more can you really say about E.T. other than it's a classic? And again, it's a must-have in anyone's collection. Another one that came with the player, again, with a lot of the ones that came with the player, it's annoying because I got one of them and I'm not going to get the other. This is the second one. I don't know why I didn't get the first instead of the second, but oh well. And that is the Equalizer 2. It's got a lovely slipcover. As I said, I'm going to get the first one on Blu-ray, not 4K, mainly because the Blu-ray, the 4K is probably £10-15, and you can get the Blu-ray in CEX for £1, so it's a no-brainer really. I technically got this one for free because it came with the player, so yeah, quite happy with that. But really like this film. I think it was a really good sequel. So yeah, and I love Denzel Washington in anything. Next up is one that I got with some Christmas money. Tom Cruise film I watched for the first time last year. Again, it's one of my favourite Tom Cruise films. Really love this. The 4K looks great, and I think it's just a great film overall. And that is Days of Thunder. Obviously, this is a film where he worked with Nicole Kidman, his future wife, for the first time. It's where they met each other, and it's just a really good film, directed by Tony Scott, who's great. He was, sorry, a great director. I mean, he still is because of all the films he did give us. But yeah, love this film. Very happy to have it on 4K. And the final one that came with, and it's not the final one, I got two more after, but this is the final one that came with my player. Don't know why. This is a film that gets quite a lot of hate, where I actually really liked it. Don't know if it's just me, but I thought it was a pretty decent film. Shame we won't get a sequel to it. That is The Dark Tower with Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, I like this film. I thought it was pretty good. Could it have been better? Yes, but for what it was, an hour and a half, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Don't see why people really hate this film, because it isn't terrible. Yes, it's not great, but it isn't terrible, and I really like it. So yeah, that is The Dark Tower. And then this was, I think, the last 4K, sorry, that I got, because it was like £7, and I was going to get this on Blu-ray or 4K, and I thought a few pounds extra I'd get this, because I'm sure it looks great, and I love this film. It is from my favourite director, Robert Zemeckis, and it's a war film that I love, and that is Allied with Brad Pitt and Marion Cotillard. Love this film, I think it's absolutely great. As I said, Robert Zemeckis is my favourite director. He's given us this. He gave us Flight. He gave us Forrest Gump, obviously my favourite film. The Back to the Future films, Romance in the Stone, Castaway, Death Becomes Her, Contact, The Polar Express. The list goes on. I know he's given us some bad films, but I personally believe he's given us more good than bad, which is why I can say that he's my favourite director. But yeah, Allied, very happy to have. And then the fight, well, it's not the final 4K. because I do have 2 more 4Ks, but they'll be in my next video, because they will come under my Marvel and Star Wars collection. But this is my last of the main 4Ks. This I could have put this in my Disney collection, but I decided not to, as I could have with Hocus Pocus. But this was in with my 4K, so I thought I'd just show this with the rest of my 4Ks. And this is Aladdin, the live action version. Really liked this, thought it was a pretty good live action film. I liked that Will Smith wasn't trying to replace Robin Williams, he did his own take of the genie, and I thought he did very well. And I just thought this was a really decent film. So yeah, happy to have that on 4K. And those are all my 4Ks. As I said, not expecting to get any more because of the price and the fact that I can get more for my money with the Blu-rays, especially at the moment. So yeah, what do you think of all the 4Ks that I have? Do you have any of them? I would ask if you recommend any, but as I say, I'm not getting them at the moment, so not really going to help. But let me know what 4Ks you have anyway, if you've got any of the ones that I have. Anything, everything. I appreciate anyone taking the time to leave me a comment. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. If for some reason you didn't enjoy the video, then by all means give it a dislike. But if you do choose to dislike the video, I would appreciate it if you let me know why down in the comments below. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and turn the notification bell on so you know when I have a new video uploaded onto the channel. As I said, comment down below anything, everything. I always appreciate when someone leaves me a comment. It can make my day sometimes, because I love talking to different people, hearing what their thoughts on a specific film is, recommending films to me. Absolutely love it, and I always take everyone's comments on board. So yeah, that is it. So until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye.